Hey, I'm just following orders. Let me get one of those slow motion pictures, bro. You gotta shoot at 60. They say they wanna hit that raw shit. These niggas claiming that they boss shit. These niggas better move and coach shit. If they make the wrong move and coach shit. See me, they like, ooh, keep on stopping. I'm on my way up and they ain't gon' stop it. They say they wanna hit that raw shit. I'm on my way. Coming up on my divorce. They see me, they like, ooh, keep on stopping. I'm on my body. Real niggas right beside me. Coming up on my divorce. I broke my army. Going up like a rocket. Can't nobody stop me. These niggas garbage. So watch your mouth, boy. Coming all black, slithering house. Coming mouth, boy. I'm off the hip like a cowboy. I'm a king, you should bow, boy. Shorty like that, man, you cut up. Nothing I can handle. 144 with the boot, going Rambo. Niggas do you dirty like a stick in a bando. Swap in the corner like a bum with a banjo. I'ma lead by example. Won't keep on stopping, got this bitch on the hand. Got this bitch, got this drip. I can hit this bitch with the soap. It ain't rap, it's assault. Can't take some bitch unless you with the coat. They say they wanna hit that raw shit. These niggas claiming that they boss shit. These niggas better move and coach shit. If they make the wrong move and coach shit. Coming up on my divorce. I do it how a veteran be. You better than me. I'm Reggie at the edge of the key. It's all money, no honey. Think you settling see? You locked up, fucked up, and it's back to the streets. It's one west. You can check the residency. I reside when soldiers die on the soles of their feet. Cause there's death before dishonor. Ain't no power in me. Cause I'm cold as a bitch's shoulder. You ain't calling no weak. Get the cooking on his feet. You like it well done. Got the killers rolling with me and they all red rum. Got you fucking scared some. Get the banging on his feet. Till my fucking head numb. Black Glock, red drum. Black and yellow air one. Homie, you ain't got a mess. I suggest you wear one. Told you niggas going up. Doing a lot of talking. Feeling like a legend in this shit. Little nigga, I'm past veteran. Never feeling third. Little nigga, I'm past second. Guns, I gotta have them all like Ash Ketchum. Shotty break a nigga ribs up like his white left. We all stepping. Kill you with kindness cause I'm dead nice. That 5'7" put you on your feet, not talking height. That judge giving out 5, what you doing like? These hands are root GPS. I'm mean right. That's mean right. We feel different, you know the vibes. It was something authentic, we know the ride. I keep a 144 because I know a kind. Know it's dark, you know I'm with animals when we flow and ride. We back again, no cap when I'm with camp again. Yeah, they said it was smoking, so we matching them. Everything righteous, so you know when we get back at them, you get hit up with a K, but no acronym. They say they wanna hit that raw shit. These niggas claiming that they boss shit. These niggas better move and coach shit. If they make the wrong move and coach shit. See me, they like, ooh, keep on stopping. I'm on my way up and they ain't gon' stop it. They say they wanna hit that raw shit. I'm on my way. Coming up on my divorce. Oh, this is sad. No, I think you like I'm missing that for life. Missing that for life. This is the yo, Madara. They go class for you, my nigga. 44 the rebel. The world turned its back on me. I'm a crippling. We got soldiers. He got soldiers. But I got different ones. Ain't no way out. I tell you what. Don't pray for nothing. Nothing in the curse. We can't forgive us for please. Remain in the trenches. Trust in the Lord. But please, forgive me for the times that I did. And bring his gift. Have no respect to your oppressor. Be about your business. This loyalty's a damn sins. Look. Trying to pick up with a blind foot. They said they'll be busy matches. I'm just grinding for my time share. The devils they can't fit. They hunt you like like bad pepper. But ain't no getting out the game like you munch. You take that old fish or nothing. They try to deal death to a priest. You won't make it out in one piece. So you can stay. Just make sure you got the heart. Say your name 3 times and it's death to his heart. So how you feel about this truth out of show? This ain't it like you think, little nigga. I should walk out. Even your own people go this show. And the little one said they hate you for my name.
Shalom, everyone. Y'all
Ain't no more questions.
Yeah, shalom, Mike. Y'all watching the SHALAM. Yeah, what's going on, Doc? Everything to walk?
everything for a one. Can't complain.
Most High in Christ. All right, let's get started. All right. Yeah, shalom, Canada. Yahbashim Shabbat to all the brothers. That's the Hebrew for may the Most High bless you in the name of who the world calls Christ. And to all the sisters in Canada, shalom, Yahweh Shamar, Alathan Bashim Yahushai. That means may Yahweh watch over you, sisters, in the name of who the world calls Christ. I'm Priest and Officer Shar Yawan under Commanding General YAHANNA, and we are the Israelite School of Universal Practical Knowledge, which was started out of 1 West 125th Street, Harlem, New York. All right. We've been teaching this truth of the Bible since 1969. Check out the I.S.U.P.K webpage. You can check out No Cowards Canada on YouTube. That's the I.S.U.P.K Canada YouTube page. You can look us up on Facebook, I.S.U.P.K Canada. Check us out. All right, you're tuning into this video. Hit the like button, subscribe, share the video. Get this information out to Blacks, Hispanics, and Native Americans, our people, the Israelites the Bible speaks of. All right. And if you're a brother or sister who wants to join the school, hit those sign-in links in the chat. All right. When class starts, take a moment, hit the sign-in link. Before class ends, hit the sign-out link. All right. Let's get started. So today is Friday night's Lashawan Kodash class. All right. Friday, Lashawan Kodash. Lashawan Kodash meaning the ancient tongue. All right. Let's get this up here. All right. We got Lashawan. All right. Lashawan. All right. This is Hebrew. We have a La character, a Shah. All right. This is how you pronounce each character here. A Shah. A Wa. And a Na. Okay. Every Friday night, we're teaching the Lashawan Kodash. All right. Kodash. All right. Kodash. Oops, lock you. And a Shah. Okay. All right. Every Friday night, officers in the Israelite School of Universal Practical Knowledge, we're teaching Hebrew to our people. We're teaching Hebrew to Blacks, Hispanics, and Native Americans. And that Hebrew that we speak is also known as the Lashawan Kodash. All right. Barak Allah. You know what Lashawan means?
Tongue.
Come on, Most High in Christ. All right. when we read the Hebrew, when we read and speak Hebrew, we always read right to left. Okay? This character here is a la. This is a sha, a wa, and a na. All right? So we pronounce this word la shawan. And these connectors you see under the characters, they let us know what syllables to use in a word. When you see this connector here connecting two characters in a word, it lets you know to take away this symbol, the symbol of the last character. All right? So we got la, sha, wan. All right? Even though this last character is a na. We don't say la, sha, wan, na. We say la, shawan. All right? And what that means in English is tongue. All right? It means tongue. And then we have kwadash. We have a kwa, a da, and a sha. All right, Brachiala, do you know what kwadash means in Hebrew?
Salakia, holy.
Come, Most High in Christ. Most High in Christ. So what this word is and what we're teaching every Friday night is the holy tongue. All right? The holy tongue. And this is the holy tongue of Blacks, Hispanics, and Native Americans. All right? It's the language that our ancestors spoke. And this is the language that we're giving back to our people. All right? You can look up some artifacts such as the Lost Lunar Stones or the Decalogue Stones. All right? You'll see the Native Indians, you'll see that it was a part of their culture to read and write with these characters. All right? And so that was our language. That was our language. That is what we spoke. The nation of Israel has gone through many different captivities, many different wars that were lost, many different captivities that they went under. And in doing so, you pick up a bastard tongue. You pick up a native language. You speak a language that's foreign to you, the language of your captives. And that's what we're doing here in North and South Central America. All right? This is why you have the last name Thomas, why you have the last name Jefferson, right? All these different last names that have nothing to do with your culture. All right? This is the language of your oppressor. Right? You got brothers going around calling themselves Jorge. Right? You do that because you were an enslaved people. You lost your language, you lost your heritage, you lost your culture. And part of what we do in the Israelite School of UPK is we give our brothers and sisters back their culture. Right? We teach our brothers and sisters to be holy. Holy being different, set apart. Right? Not being like all these other nations. All right? So we'll put up the 22 characters, all right, our whole alphabet up on the board. We got an A, Ba, Ga, Da, Ha, Wa, Za, Ka, Ta, Ya, Ka, La, Ma, Na, Sa, I, Pa, Ta, Za, Kwa, Ra, Sha, Tha. All right. These are the characters of our alphabet. All right. And the reason I keep calling them characters, I don't call them letters, is because these are images. All right. These different characters are images of something. They represent something. Right. Like a ka is a wall. A ta is a basket. Right. A ka, this is the palm of your hand, right? Those lines you see in the palm of your hand, right? These different characters mean something. And so we call them characters, or you could call it an image. All right. And so these are the 22 characters of our language. And when you want to learn a new language, you got to start off with the basics, right? You start off learning your alphabet. And again, we do everything right to left. So we got Aba, Gada, Ha, Waza, Kata, Yaka, Lama, Nasa, Ipa, Taza, Kwa, Ra, Sha, Tha. All right? Those are the characters to our language. What we're going to go over today, we're going to do some practice in the Assyrian Hebrew. All right. And the reason we're doing that is because when we read through the Bible, which is the history, the language, the culture of Blacks, Hispanics, and Native Americans, who are the Israelites that the Bible speaks of, you read the records of our history. And a lot of our manuscripts are written in Assyrian. All right? So it's also important to know the Assyrian. All right? And they have a A, Ba, Ga, Da, Ha, Wa, Za, I write it like this. Ka, Ta, Ya, Ka, La, Ma. This is a Na. Every time I write the Na down, I always think of the letter or the number 3. This is a Na. And we have a I. Pa. To Za. Kwa. Ra. Sha. And a Tha. All right. Now, each of these characters in the Assyrian Hebrew, they're all taken from the Lashon Kodash, the Paleo Hebrew that we just went over. All right. They all transfer. You have a A, Ba, Ga, Da, Ha, Wa, Za, Ka, Ta, Ya, Ka, La, Ma, Na. Oh, Salaki, I missed the Sa. I'll put that, I'll just insert that here. You have a Sa, Salakia. Sa, I, Pa, Taza, Kwa, Ra, Sha, Tha. All right. You have the same 22. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22. All right. The only difference you'll notice is that you see 2 characters, for example, with the Ka, 2 characters for the Ma, 2 characters for the Na. 2 characters for the pa and 2 characters for the tza. And all that is that when you see, anytime you're writing out a word or spelling a word, when you have, let's say, a tza at the end of a word, you'll use the second character. Okay? Same for all these. You have a ka at the end of the word, you put the second character. Ma, na, you see this at the end of a word, it's a ma. Okay? And that's how the Assyrians did their Hebrew. All right? And that's what a lot of our manuscripts are written in. Which is why it's important to know. When you're in this class, all right, this is a Hebrew class. We are teaching a language to our people. It is a very good idea to take notes. All right, take notes. You can copy down the whole board. You can copy down prepositions, possessive words. All right, all these things are going to be words that you use when you're reading Hebrew. These things are important to know. I'll give a quick explanation of these. Prepositions are just words that you put at the beginning of a word in the Hebrew. And anytime you see one of these characters, you see the a, ba, a da, a ha at the beginning of a word, it just means one of these words in the English. Right? For example, you have this word here, ba. If you see ba-arataza, it's a word that you read, it means in earth. All right? In earth. If you take out the ba, you just have a rataza, it just means earth. All right? And then possessive words, the only difference is possessive words that let you know, these are words that are letting you know what a root word belongs to. All right? And you'll see these characters at the end of a word. You see these characters at the end of the word, just means one of these English translations. Okay? So in this class, it's important to take notes. All right? Take lots of notes. Go over your notes. Read your notes. Practice writing out your alphabet. Get that down. All right? Once you get that down, you can begin to start reading the Hebrew. All right? Today's class, we're going to be going over some of the Assyrian. And we're going to be translating some verses from the Bible. All right. Where we're going to start today. All right. Just for a warm up, we're going to start in Jeremiah chapter 11 and verse 1. Jeremiah 11 and verse 1 out of the Bible, out of the book of the law. For today's class and a lot of classes, I like to use the Blue Letter Bible. All right, you can go to blueletterbible.com. If you want to follow along or if you just want a good study tool, Blue Letter Bible is a good study tool. All right, so we're going to start in Jeremiah, the book of Jeremiah, chapter 11. Chapter 11 and verse 1. All right, this is Jeremiah 11 and verse 1. In the English, it says, "The word that came to Jeremiah from the Lord, saying," okay, we're just going to do some practice today. We're going to do some transliterations. We're going to put this Hebrew and we're going to translate it into the English. All right. So that we can better understand what we're reading in the Hebrew, how these words translate. All right. And just get some practice reading the Assyrian Hebrew. All right. Baraki Allah, Salakia. Do you want some practice at reading this verse in the Hebrew?
Khan or Khan.
All right, Most High in Christ, let's do it. Do you want to read off my screen or do you have your own blue letter Bible open?
I have it on my phone, out of one.
Okay, Most High in Christ. So this is Jeremiah chapter 11 and verse 1. And we're going to, and Baraki Allah is going to read it in the Hebrew.
Hadabar,
Bar,
Ashar,
sure.
Haya,
Khan,
Al, Jeremiah, Jeremiah, Hawa,
Khan, Most High in Christ. Well done.
Ma'at, Yahweh, La'amar,
La Amar, Most High in Christ. All right. That was well read. All right. And that's good practice, right? So Jeremiah 11 and 1, we got Hadabar, Ashar, Haya, Al, Yaramah, Yahweh, right? Those last words are those last three characters. You have Yahweh, right? A lot of the times when you're reading brothers' names, people who descend from Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob, when you're reading a Hebrew name, a lot of these brothers' names have Yahweh in it. All right. Yahweh is the name of the Most High. All right. The only character it's missing at the end of Yaramah Yahweh is the Hada. All right. There's no Ha character at the end. And then we have Ma'at, Yahweh, La'amar. All right. We're going to break that down. What we can do is we'll break this down. We'll transfer this Assyrian into the Lashwan Quadash. We'll also get it up in the English. All right. So we have Hadabar. All right. We'll put the Assyrian up first. So we have a Hadabar. That's one. Hadabar. Ashar. Ashar. Haya. Haya. All. All. Spell this right. We have a Ya, a Ra, a Ma, a Ya, Ma, Ya, Yahweh. A Ya, a Ha, and a Wa. Yahweh. And then we have Ma'ath. Ma'ath, Yahweh. Yahweh, La Amar. La Amar. All right. Am I missing any words up here, Baraki Allah?
I can't see the board right now.
Oh, Salaki, let me get the board up. Come to my screen. So I have Ha Dabar, Ashar, Haya, Al, Yara, Maya, Hawa. We have Ma'ath, Yahweh, La, Amar.
Salak, the other one.
God.
In Maya Hawa, you wrote the ha in
Oh,
Paleo Hebrew.
God. And Salaki, I was putting the last character as a Wa in the Paleo. I didn't realize I did that too. That was a Ha. So we got. All right. The water for that. And then we have Ma, Ma'ath, Yahweh, La, Amar. All right. So what we'll do is we'll transfer this. First, we'll transfer this to the Lashawan Kodash. All right. Or what we'll do, no, Salaki, we'll put this in the English, and then I'll erase the Assyrian, and we'll put the Lashawan Kodash over top of it. All right. So we have Ha Dabar. Now, if you've been following along in the Canadian classes, a lot of these words should start looking familiar. So we'll start off with Barak Allah. Are there any words up here that you see that you already know?
Yahweh.
Khan. So what does Yahweh mean in the English? How would we put that in the English?
The Lord.
Khan, the Lord. So we have Yahweh. Anything else?
Ha. The first character, top right.
Khan. So Ha Dabar. What does Ha mean?
The.
Most High in Christ. So as I said earlier in the class, it's a good idea to write these prepositions down in possessive words, because we see these words in almost every sentence. All right. So this preposition, we have the Ha, which means the. Preposition is when you see that word before a root word. All right. It's letting you know that there's a preposition there. All right. We got a root word, and Bracket Allah was able to identify we got a preposition. So we got the Hada, which means the. All right. Anything else?
Um,
I'll give you a
I think that's the other one.
I see another preposition. Just take a moment to find that. You should be able to see that one.
The al is 2.
Which one are you looking at?
Al.
Salaki, one more time. It's breaking up a little.
Al.
Al. Okay, so we have al right here before Yaram Yahweh. What does this mean?
2.
You saying 2?
Khan Khan.
God, Most High in Christ. Another way we say this all is unto. All right. A lot of what we read too, if you're reading out of the King James Bible, you're reading a lot of Quaker English, Old English. All right. So we got to or unto. I still see another one. I see an easy one, Barak Yahweh.
Salaki, I'm not sure I don't want.
Okay, no sweat. So we got this last word here. La Amar. All right. What is this preposition here? La.
La is of. Salaki is 2 or 4.
2 or 4. Most High in Christ. We got a root word and we got 2 or 4. Okay, Khan. Are there any other English words that you see? Just off the top of your head.
La, I don't want.
La, okay. No sweat. So there's 2 more that for me, for myself, that I see all the time. All right. And it's that word ashar. Ashar, you're going to see this a lot. All right. Which would mean with that or which. Ashar. And we have this word. I see this word all the time. Yara Maya Hawa. I thought you would get that.
Khan Maya.
God. Jeremiah. All right. It's the name of the prophet Jeremiah. All right. So this is Jeremiah chapter 11 and verse 1. All right. Just coming to class, taking notes. All right. We're able to pretty much break down this whole verse in English. All right. So what we'll do is we'll fill in the rest. Okay, so we have, if we read this again in the English, I'll pull my Bible up. Because another thing that helps is that once you're able to translate some of the words that you find that are familiar, when you just read the verse in English, all right, it's also pretty easy to fill in the blanks, fill in the words that you missed. All right. So now, this is Jeremiah chapter 11 and verse 1. In the English, it says, "The word that came to Jeremiah from the Lord, saying," all right? So right off the top, when I hear the word in English, when I came to this first word, I'm like, okay, wait a minute. We have a verb, all right? And this verb is coming before which or that blank to Jeremiah. All right, so we need some kind of action words. So when I just read it in the English, when I just read it in the English right off the bat, I'm like, Debar, wait a minute, that sounds very familiar. Debar, I see that word a lot. All right? And what the King James translator put was the word. All right? Debar is an action word. Debar means to speak. All right? To speak. And the translators put word. All right? So again, in the English, the word that came to Jeremiah from the Lord, saying. So again, I have this another action word, saying. Right? Now I'm gonna guess it's probably over here. All right, let me check my notes. Con. Right? Because I see a preposition. And the preposition is letting me know, right? Something that is connecting to a verb. Right? Right? So I could put say, saying, right? Depending on the context and the tense that we're speaking in. Right? And so now for myself, I only need to look up 2 words in the Hebrew. Okay? If you could, Barak Yallah, can you check out the Strong's definition of Hayah?
Salakia, what was that?
Salakia, what's that?
I didn't hear you, other one.
Oh, can you look up the Strong's definition of Hayah?
Khan Wakan. Haya, Strong's definition, H 1961. To be, become, come to pass, exist, happen, or fall out.
Come on. We see the words to be all over the Bible. All right? And when you see this word to be, right? This is letting you know there's, again, some sort of action that's taking place, right? So what I have in my notes is happened. All right, and then we have this one more word here. We have ma'ath. All right, what is ma'ath? Can you look that up for me, Baba Kishar?
According to the Blue Letter Bible, Ma'ath is from.
Okay, Khan. So, and as I'm just looking at this word again, because I got my notes over here, I got a preposition. I see the character ma. All right. Ma is from. All right. And what you said that word means from?
Khan Wakan.
Do you see a word that's, do you see a ah and a tha? Do you see a root word for that?
Khan Wakan is Ath.
Ah. And what does ath mean?
H 854. With, near, together, and from.
Near, together. What other ones you said? Near, together, from, what else?
With, near, together, and from.
With. We got with, near, together, and from. All right. Where did I put mine? Salakia. All right, so we have with, near, together, or from. All right. And so this is what we have. This is for Jeremiah 11 and verse 1. All right, if you could, Baraki Allah, read that for us again in the English.
Khan. The word, Jeremiah chapter 11, verse 1. The word that came to Jeremiah from the Lord, saying,
Come, Most High in Christ. All right, this is the translation that we have. And this is us just filling in the blanks of some of the words that we already know, some common words we see, right? Like Yahweh, we see this all the time, right? I see, Salaki, where was that word? Dabar. I see Dabar quite a bit. All right. Jeremiah. I know this is Jeremiah, right? The name of the prophet. We're in the book of Jeremiah, right? And so we're able to translate this whole verse relatively easy. All right. That's just from some repetition, taking good notes, learning the alphabet, right? Learning possessives and prepositions. All right. And we're able to translate verses pretty well. All right. I think we only had to look up, I think it was maybe 2 words, 2 or 3 words we had to look up. All right. That was between myself and Baraki Allah. So that's pretty good, right? And Baraki Allah, would you say our translation is pretty close to what the King James translators wrote?
Khan.
Come, also in Christ. All right. So another class that we did have too was we went over common verbs. I think we did, if I'm not mistaken, I think it was the 100 most common verbs that we use. All right. That was a good class. You should check it out and take notes because you'll see words like this, right? Amar, Dabar. You'll see these verbs all over. All right. They're very common words to use. And these are words you can use daily, right? Speaking in your house, speaking to your rib, your kids, right? Different brothers and sisters in the school. All right. Well, let's keep going. All right. Before we get to the next verse, this is something that I've been practicing a lot more in my household. All right. This is something I'd like to hear more brothers and sisters in the school say. Now, Salakia. I'm going to double check my spelling for this first word. Okay, Ayak.
It's Tawab.
Yeah, Khan, it's the one. So we got a Ka. Just making sure it was the Ka, and not the Kamash. Or Salaki, not the Ka, right? Making sure it wasn't that character. So we have Ayak. All right. And yak in the English means how, right? We have the root word shalom, which is peace. And we have this possessive word, right, which is a ka. Ka is your or you, right? You're addressing somebody, all right? And this just means you're asking a brother, how is your peace? All right? We address brothers saying shalom, we come in peace, right? You say ayak shalom ka. You're asking brothers, how is your peace? All right? I asked my rib this today. And my rib responded, shalom ya. Shalom ya tawab. All right? Which means, again, we have this root word shalom, which is peace. We have this possessive word, which is ya, right? We look up this possessive word ya, it means my, right? Letting you know who this belongs to. And then we have the word tawab, all right? Brothers and sisters in the school, this is one of the first words that you learn coming into school, tawab, all right? We learn how to be kind and speak kindly to each other, all right? And what tawab means is good, all right? My
Love
peace
y'all,
is
one.
gone.
You forgot a few connectors.
So we have shalom ya tawab. We have yak shalom ka. All right, shalom ya tawab. All right, these connectors let you know which syllables to use, right? So reading right to left, we have yak shalom ka. How is your peace? And she responded, shalom ya, my peace is good. My peace is good. My peace is tawab. Shalom ya tawab. All right. Okay, let's check out another verse. Well, I got a couple down here. Let's go to one second. The next one I got down is Deuteronomy 1 and verse 41. But let me see if there's another easy verse that we can translate. Check out some of the commandments. Let's try one of my favorite verses. Let's go to Leviticus 19 and verse 17. Again, I'm staying in Blue Letter Bible. So let me pull this up. Leviticus chapter 19 and verse 17. It says, "Thou shalt not hate thy brother in thine heart. Thou shalt in any wise rebuke thy neighbor, and not suffer sin upon him." All right, well, let's try this verse out. See how we do. All right, we're reading out of the book of Leviticus. All right, meaning the book of the law. All right, this is the law of blacks, Hispanics, and Native Americans, how they are to govern themselves. All right. In our law, one of the most important things that we recorded was how to be brotherly and sisterly to each other. All right. We don't have a law that says, what do they say in this country? They wanna write you a ticket for peeing at night in an alleyway, being indecent. I forget what those laws are called. Indecent exposure or something like that, right? Which isn't a bad law to have, right? It's a law to govern a country, govern a people, how they are to behave themselves. But our laws get to the root of the issues and the problems between people getting along, between brothers and sisters, neighbors dealing with each other. All right? This law says you are not allowed to hate your brother in your heart, right? Your heart, which is your mind. Not allowed to hate your brother. And if we could, really quick, but let me pull up what the brother means. Brother. This is the Strong's H251. All right. Brother is ak, meaning brethren, brother, kindred. All right. Another word for brother is your kindred, your relative, somebody from the same tribe. It can be a brother of same parents. It can be somebody from the same tribe, meaning somebody from your nation. You read in the book of Matthew, when Christ was speaking, Christ was quoting this. And he said not to hate your enemies. He said to love your neighbors as thyself. Who is your neighbor? Your neighbor is another word for your brother, your countryman, your kinsman, somebody who lives close to you, somebody from the same nation, right? So, Barak Allah, do you want to give this a shot? Reading this in the Hebrew?
Khan.
All right. Tried to give you a minute to read over it. So we're in Leviticus 19, verse 17. Go ahead and read that when you're ready.
La. Ta shana.
Come.
Ata. Ak yak. Ba la baka.
Come, keep going.
Hawakak.
Come.
Tawakayak. Ata. Aymayatak. Wala. Tasha'a, Aylayam, Kata'a,
Kata'a. Khan. All right, I'm gonna pull this verse up on my phone so I can get it up on the board. All right, that was Tawabak. Well done.
Wararwan.
All right. We also got script or not select, not scripture breakdown. We also have our Sabbath service classes on Saturdays, starting around noon. All right, that's a good class to come in. Practice reading the Hebrew. All right, we're reading the Lashon Kodash, not the Assyrian. All right. I know for myself, I'm much better reading the Lashon Kodash, which is our language. But I'm learning to get better at the Assyrian, learning to read it more fluently, learning to read it better. All right. And it's not a hard thing to do. All right. Just takes a little practice. All right. So again, that was excellent. That was good reading, Ark. Most High in Christ. Keep your studying up.
Kalawakan.
All right. So let me go to my board here. Let's see if I can get this up on the screen. We're in Leviticus. Leviticus chapter 19. Leviticus 19 and 17. Salakia. So we got La'ah. All right. What I'll do is I'll transfer this right to the Lashuan. All right. So we got La'ah. All right. Salakia Brakyala. What does La'ah mean?
No or not.
No. All right. We're at the first word. We got the first word down. We got the Shah. The Shah. Nah. We got off. God. And we got Bala. Put that here. Bala. Bala. We have Ha. Hawa Pa. Hawa Pa. Hawa. So like we're on Haya. No. Hawa. Pa. The Wa. Well, yuck. What do you got? Off. Off. My yeah. All right, we'll stop here. That's all we can fit in. So we'll get the rest up after we translate this. All right. So I got la'a, tashana'a, ath, akaya, ath, salakia, akayak, bala, babak, Hawaii, hawapak, thawa, payak, ah, aima, yathka. All right. So let's see. I believe these are a couple possessive words. All right. I see the ka. We got your. We got ha. All right. These are a couple I see that are pretty common. Ha is the. Again, we got ka. All right. This is the same context for the whole sentence. All right. Again, this is the book of the law. These are laws for you, right? This is why you would see that possessive word all throughout this verse, right? We're speaking to you, black man, Hispanic man, Native American man. All right? We got the word off up here, right? Baraki Allah, what does off mean?
So the lockout one, I'm not sure.
Okay, Khan, no sweat. So that word off, all right, I'm not sure if I've taught this. You're going to see this word a lot. Well, you're going to see these characters beside each other a lot. Off is not a word. Okay? When you see off, it is not a word.
So lockout one.
Gone.
You didn't put the connectors.
Gone. So for a couple of these, I'm not sure the exact connect the syllable placement. So I'm going to leave that out for now. But what we're going to focus on today, all right, not so much our pronunciation, but more translating to the English, all right? So we got these characters off. Again, this is not a word, all right? But what this is it gives direction. All right? It gives direction to something. Let me put this. Because we have it twice. Auth means to specify. All right, to specify something. To direct a object. All right. That's a good thing to put in your notes, Barak Allah, because you'll see off in quite a few sentences. All right.
Khan.
All right. So that gets us started with that. All right. We got a couple of possessive words up there that we see. Right. We got the word la'ah, Barak Allah. Knew right away that means no. Right. We say that in the school quite a bit. We either say kan, right, which means yes, or la'ah, which means no. All right. Again, you see Quaker English, you might see not. All right. And then depending on how a sentence is formed, right, of course, we're in 2021. Sometimes you might say not, right, like this does not. All right. So, what we can do from there, all right, which is another good place to go, is to break down root words. All right. Salakia. We have another preposition here, ba, which is in. And then we have a root word. Okay. We got another root word here. We got a root word here. All right. So let's break these three words down. If you could, Bracket Allah, look up the Strong's definition of SHALAM.
Is to hate or be hateful.
To hate or be hateful.
The root word is shana'a.
Shana'a. Okay. Shana'a is the root word. All right, let's keep going. We got labab. What does that word labab mean?
Heart.
You said part?
Khan heart.
Heart. Labab. And is that the correct pronunciation? Labab?
Labab.
Labab, most high in Christ. So we got a connector here. Right? The ka is singular, the la is singular, and the ba is singular. Ba labab. Right? In your heart. All right. I see this other root word down here is I.M.A.Yath. Oh, Salaki, we got one here too. Let's do this decently in order. We'll start with the one above it. What's the root word wapak? And Salaki, I got some Assyrian mixed in with my Lashawan. All right, wapak. What does that mean in the English?
So like that one is wakat. Wakak.
Oh, Salakia. the water. We got double check that. We got a ka. Wakat.
With a kamash at the end.
Salaki, what's that?
It's a kamash at the end.
Ka. Pull it up. Salakia. Just trying to get to where you're at. Wakak. Just Strong's H3198. What's that mean in the English?
According to the Blue Letter Bible, it's in any wise.
In any wise. Is that the only definition they have?
Strong's H3198 from Y.A.H.N.N. To prove, decide, judge, rebuke, reprove, correct, and be right.
Okay, give me a couple of those again. To prove,
decide, judge, rebuke, reprove, correct, be right.
all right. I like those ones. Correct. All right, calm. So let's check out this last one. We got I'm a Yah. I'm a Yah. Double check if I got that spelling right. Where we at? 19 and 17. I'm a Yah. I'm a Yah. Okay, Khan, what's that English, or what's that translated? I'm a Yah.
I'm a Yah is neighbor.
Neighbor. Most high in Christ. Right? Like we said, that's what Christ called it. Your neighbor. Love your neighbor as yourself. Right? The opposite of love is hate. Right? Christ said, not to hate your enemies, to love your enemies, to love your neighbor as yourself. Right? So we got your neighbor. What else do we got? Okay, so let's check out this last word that we're missing. All right. Let me double check the spelling. We have a tha. Which word is this?
So that is tawakayat. Tawakayat.
Thawa. Ka.
Kanawakan.
What I was doing, you see the ka? I'm reading it as it's Paleo Hebrew. Which is why I originally put the pa there. Alright, sometimes I just gotta slow down. So we got Thawaka. Where am I at? Thawakaya. Thawakaya. Alright, so what's that word in the English?
Is you rebuke.
Say to rebuke.
You rebuke.
You rebuke. Okay, you got you rebuke. Is there a root word in there?
Wakan, the root word is yakak.
Yakak. Okay, Khan. So like you say kayak or yakak?
Yakak.
Yakak is a root. Okay, no sweat. So we got you rebuke. So let's see what we got up here so far. All right. All right. And again, Barak Allah, how many words did we look up? I think it was maybe 4 or 5 words.
Wakan, I was gonna say the same thing.
Yeah. Right? It wasn't too much. We had a couple words we already knew. Right? We had not, we got off. Right? We had ba, we had ka. Oh, we're missing one here. We have your, the, your, and off, right? Right? This is ak. Right? What is, did I spell that right again? Let me double check this one. Because I believe ak is your brother.
Wakan.
Okay, Khan. So what we have here, we have ak, right, which is your brother. Right? We didn't need to translate that, right? We say ak, we say akwaf, right? These are familiar words. And sometimes I skip over this, but you should pay attention to this. Sometimes you have 2 prepositions. Sometimes you got 2 possessive words, right? Here we have 2, right? We have ya, which is my. Right? So we got a lot of those words we already know. So what we had translated so far, we got no hate, right? And we're directing this. To somebody specific, right? This is a command. This is an order. We see this all throughout the Bible. The Most High, your Father of Blacks, Hispanics, and Native Americans, is commanding you to do something, right? So we're saying your brother, right? No hate your brother, right? Do not do this, right? I believe the translators put don't, right? If we were writing this in 2021, we would have no problems translating this in how we speak today, right? So it says, no hate your brother, right? In your heart. But you say the, right? Like be the judge, right? Correct. Rebuke your neighbor, right? And we'll get to this. This no, that's a ya, Salakia. Sometimes you'll see ya, right? You'll see that ya in there, and that's connecting a word to the possessive word. I'm not sure what that tha is, but that's no sweat. Right? We're able to get a good understanding on what it is we're reading. Right? So, Barak Allah, if somebody were to ask you, what is this verse saying in the Hebrew? Right? And this is something that that's important to understand, right? If you're ever in a battle with somebody, right? Somebody might say to you, let's say you don't speak fluent Hebrew, right, Barak Yalla? Like, let's say you're not
Khan.
able to just pick it up and just start speaking Hebrew and having a conversation back and forth, right? Somebody might say to you, well, you don't understand the Bible because you don't speak Hebrew, right? Well, we might not fluently speak the language yet. Some brothers speak it fluently. Some brothers have that gift of tongues, right? Other brothers are learning, they're getting there, right? We're going to keep practicing and learning and getting there. But what we do have is we already have people that speak Hebrew, speak and understand Hebrew, and they've already translated the words for you, right? This is why we have things like the Zondervan's pictorial Bible dictionary, right? We got different Bible dictionaries. Your Zondervan's compact Bible dictionary. You have Strong's definitions, right? You got Thayer's definitions. There's a lot of different scholars that have already translated these words for you, right? One of the best translations, right? We have that in our hand. We have the King James 1611 Bible. They've already translated the words for you into the English, right? So it's not a problem reading verses in English, right? To be able to understand what the Bible is saying, right? It's not a problem. We already have scholars that have already translated all these words for us, right? What we're doing in this class is we're learning to speak the language. And as we get more fluent in it, we'll be able to have conversations. We'll be able to have a back and forth. But that doesn't stop us from understanding the Bible, right? We can look up words, we can translate them, we can see what it is these words mean. And then when we look at our translations, right? King James translators, they'll put a word like don't, right? Don't or do not hate, right? They're translating this in the 1600s, right? So that we can better understand what we read. If somebody were to translate this Bible in 2021, right, you might not see a lot of that Quaker English, that old English, all right? But we're still able to understand our records, right? Speaking English doesn't stop us from understanding this Bible, okay? Don't let anybody ever tell you you have to speak fluent Hebrew to understand what the Bible is saying, all right? So we got no hate, right? Don't do it, Brock Yalla. Don't hate your brother in your heart. Your heart is your mind, right? Don't think it, don't do it. Don't hate your brother in your mind, right? But correct your brothers, right? Rebuke your brothers, right? Rebuke the man next to you, your neighbor, your kinsman, another Black, Hispanic, and Native American, all right? Let's keep going with this verse. All right, we're going to finish up this verse. Where did we leave off? We were at
Leviticus 19:17.
I'm just looking in the verse. I believe we're at Wala. Don't think I have that up. We had Oth, Maya Kar. Yaka. All right. Finishing up the verse, we got, make sure I get these done right. We got wa la ah. Wa la ah. Wa la ah. All right. Bro, Allah, do you know what this is saying so far?
No.
And no.
And
Concerning Christ. Wa la ah. Tasha ah. Tasha ah. I la. That could be a al. Al yawa. We got al yawa. Kata. Ka. Kata. All right. So let's break down the rest of this verse. So, now I know just looking at this, I see al all the time. Can't remember off the top of my head what that means. Are there any other words you see, Braki Allah, that you know?
a lot one.
Okay, come, no sweat. We'll break this all down. All right. It's only a couple words here. So we got Thasha Ah. What does Thasha Ah mean in the English? Salaki, you there, Braki Allah?
Karawakan.
Okay, come. Yeah, what does Thasha Ah mean in the English?
1 second.
Come.
Suffer.
Come, suffer. So we got suffer. What is Kata'a?
Sin.
I'm gonna guess and say that means sin. Salaki, what'd you say?
Sin.
Sin. Come. Right, just knowing that verse. All right, and seeing some of these possessive words, right? I see Yah, which is my, right? We got Wa, which is his, right? All right, we're talking about his, he, right? And again, just knowing the verse, right? We don't want to suffer sin on our brothers, right? Right? Don't suffer sin upon him, upon he, right? See a brother doing something he shouldn't be doing, you let him know, right? Let that brother know he's in danger. He's in danger of death. He's in danger of punishments from the Most High. Right? That's what a good brother does. Don't gotta go and run and snitch on one another, right? No brother likes that feeling, but you let your brother know, Salakia, your father is gonna get you in a lot of trouble if you don't stop doing this, right? But we look out for one another, right? That's brotherhood. That's something that Cain didn't have. Cain didn't have for Abel. He didn't have brotherhood, right? He said, "Am I my brother's keeper?" Yeah, you should be. You should watch over one another, right? To be a watchman for your brother, like we read in the book of Ezekiel. All right, so let me see how much time we got left. We still got a little time. All right. Let's jump to, we'll do one more. Let's jump to Deuteronomy chapter 1 and verse 45. All right. I think for time, we're not going to have enough time to break this whole verse down. But, let me see what we got. Let me pull it up. So, we'll go Deuteronomy. Deuteronomy chapter 1. Deuteronomy chapter 1 and verse 45. Okay, this is a shorter one. We should be okay. Let's see how we do. So, Deuteronomy chapter 1 verse 45, it says, "And ye returned and wept before the Lord, but the Lord would not hearken to your voice, nor give ear unto you." All right, Brachiala, why would the Lord not listen to your voice, not hearken to your voice?
Because you don't obey the law, statutes, and commandments.
God damn right. That's what this whole book is about. Obeying your father. Obeying your father, which is being a good brother to your people. And being a good brother to your people is obeying your father. And when you don't listen to the Most High, he does not listen to you. Right? You can get some context on this verse. Brock Yalla, can you start, let's start at verse 42. Deuteronomy 1, verse 42.
Deuteronomy chapter 1, verse 42. "And the Lord said unto me, Say unto them, Go not up, neither fight, for I am not among you, lest ye be smitten before your enemies.
Come. See, the Most High gives us commands all throughout the Bible. Most High commands blacks, Hispanics, and Native Americans to listen. He tells us when to go to war and when not to go to war. Tells us when to take over a land, when not to take over a land. When to kill our enemies, when not to kill our enemies. Right? Salak, just quick side note, Barak Ya'Allah. I can't tell you how many times I've heard fake Israelites in the world say the ISUPK is all talk. You
Salah.
guys talk like you're about war, but you don't actually do nothing. Right? I've heard a lot of brothers say, so when are you guys going to pull the trigger? When are you guys going to go to war? When are you guys going to stand up and defend your people? Right? I hear that all the time. And those fake Israelites, those Christians, again, they do not follow the Bible. You understand? They do not follow the Bible. They do not follow the Most High. Because the Most High tells you when to go to war. Right now is not the time to go to war. When Christ gives that order to go and hunt, then we'll hunt. But first we got to fish. You understand? First we got to fish and find the righteous brothers that are ready to rule this earth. Until that time comes, until those men are sealed, we are not going to war. Right now, we are fishing. We are warning our people. All right. Keep reading.
Verse 43. So I spake unto you, and ye would not hear, but rebelled against the commandment of the Lord, and went presumptuously up into the hill.
And these are the stories we read all throughout this Bible. The children of Israel obeying, the children of Israel disobeying. So important to understand the book of Deuteronomy chapter 28. To understand that there are blessings for obedience, curses for disobedience. When we listen to these laws, we're good. When we disobey, things are not good. Right? Keep reading.
Verse 44. And the Amorites, which dwelt in the mountain, came out against you, and chased you, as bees do, and destroyed you in Seir, even unto Hormah.
Con. Right? Barak Allah, have you ever hit a beehive before?
Lot
God, most likely, and you never should. Right? You hit a beehive, those bees will come out and attack you. You understand? Those bees come out looking for blood. Right? You hit a beehive, those bees come out of their nest, and they come and they are out to destroy. They are on full out assault against the man or woman that is messing with their home. And this is what happened to the blacks, Hispanics, and Native Americans. These Amorites came out of the mountain like bees. Whole swarm of them. Whole swarm of these Edomites. Right? Or Salak. These are the Amorites, not Amalek. I'm not sure who the Amorites are. I'd have to look over my notes.
Salakia, I think they're Hamites.
I think that I think so too, but I just want to be sure. Right? And which was no sweat, and you're probably right. They probably are Hamites, which is beautiful about this school. The I.S.U.P.K has the answers to the entire Bible.
Karawakan.
So we got the Amorites. These These men came out of the mountain like bees, and they destroyed blacks, Hispanics, and Native Americans, right? Because we disobeyed the commandment of the Lord, right? Read verse 45.
Verse 45. And ye returned and wept before the Lord, but the Lord would not hearken to your voice, nor give ear unto you.
Come. And this is why you blacks, Hispanics, and Native Americans who are sitting up in that Christian church, disobeying your father, he will never listen to your prayers. Right? It says it in the book of John. The Most High doesn't hear sinners. It says it in the book of Proverbs that you're a sinner, that even your prayers shall be an abomination to the Most High. The Most High isn't listening to people that disobey him. Right? You're crazy. Shalaki Brock. Last side note, I was on that app Clubhouse yesterday, and they were asking. This brother came up. This Christian brother came up on stage and said that the Most High talks to him. Jesus talks to him. And somebody asked him, how does he talk to you? What does he say to you? What does his voice sound like? Right? Because brothers want to know, what is Jesus saying to you? And let me tell you, like him and every other Christian, the answer is, I don't know. He speaks to me in mysterious ways. Sometimes it's like a spirit, or you can just hear him in the air when the trees are blowing. Those are the kind of answers they give. Why? Because the Most High is not speaking with them. Jesus is not speaking to them. You understand? So let's see if we can break down this verse really quick. Some of these verses I'm going over are actually out of a textbook. Out of the textbook, one of the textbooks we have that you can find on the I.S.U.P.K webpage. And so what we'll do, just going to break down a quick part of the verse. So what? So if you could, Barak Allah, if you could read this verse out in the Hebrew, Baba Kashaf.
It's like verse 45.
Kana, verse 45.
Wa tashabawa. Wa tabakawa. Napanya. Yahweh. Wala. Shammai. Yahweh. Bakwakam. Wala. Tazayam. Alayakam.
Come on, most in Christ. So we're just going to break down a quick part of this verse. And then we'll call it a day for today's class. We got Yahweh. All right. Put my board up on full screen. Okay, Barak Allah, can you see what I got up on the screen?
Wakan.
All right, read that for me one more time, what I have on the screen.
Read what's on the screen.
Kana.
Wala'a Shamai Yahweh.
Wala'a Shemai Yahweh. Wala'a Shemai Yahweh. All right, Baraki Allah. What does Shemai mean?
To listen.
Kana. All right. You can say listen. Every time I hear the word Shemai, I always think to hear. All right. That's our creed, right? Shema Yasharallah, Yahweh Eloheinu, Yahweh Akkad, right? Which means, hear, O Israel, Yahweh, our power is one, right? I hear Shema, right? It means to hear, pay attention, right? To listen. Listen is an excellent word, right? We got Yahweh. What does Yahweh mean?
Is the Lord.
The Lord, right? The Lord. Right? You can look up in, you were to look up something like the Dead Sea Scrolls, right? You're going to see manuscripts that are thousands of years old, right? You're going to see the Lord's name, Yahweh. You're going to see the Yah, the Hadah, the Wa, and the Ha, right? Yahweh, Ha. Right? And when we're pronouncing words, right, we have these connectors. These two characters, they connect, right? It's not Yahweh, Ha. It's not Jehovah, right? It's not God. It's not Lord. All these different, whatever names they come up with, right? Ahaya, Ashar, Ahaya, right? Right. What is that? Ahaya, Ashar. I think that is to be. Ahaya, Ashar. Ashar, I believe, is to be. Ahaya, let me get this down. Ahaya is I am. Ahaya is I am.
So like the other one, isn't it Anya?
Anya? Anya is Khan. Anya is I am. Anya is one way of saying I am. I'm going to say I am 80% sure Ahaya is also I am.
Wakan.
But I'll double check that. But what those fake Israelites are saying is I am that which is. Right? Right? Ahaya, Ashar, Ahaya. It means something like this. I am that I am, or I am that which is. Right? That is not the name of the Most High. Right? And if you read that verse in, where are they reading it? They're reading that in the book of Exodus. The Most High says, I am that I am. He is checking brothers, right? He's letting them know, like I am that I am, right? I am the Most High power, right? He was checking brothers and sisters. And immediately after he checks them, he lets them know his name, right? He says Yahweh, Right? You got to understand context and what it is that we're reading. But you see this all throughout the Bible. Yahweh, right? And to those fake Israelites who believe it is I am that I am, well, you tell me what Yahweh means then. You guys speak and know Hebrew and understand it so well. What does Yahweh mean? You see that all throughout the Bible. It says in the book of my Psalms, whose name alone is Yahweh. It says in the book of Isaiah, my name is Yahweh. You understand? That is all throughout the Bible. My name is Yahweh. And how does that go paraphrasing? He says, and I will not give, what does he say in Isaiah? Let me pull that up really quick. You know what verse I'm talking about, Brock Olive?
So lucky, I'm not sure how to one.
He says, I will not give my something to another. Let me pull that up.
In Isaiah,
It's in the book of Isaiah.
I think it's Isaiah 42:8. It says, I am the Lord, that is my name, and my glory will I not give to another.
My glory I will not give to another. Right? Say it, read that again.
Isaiah 42 and verse 8. I am the Lord, that is my
I am
name.
the Lord. Keep reading.
That is my name.
That is my name. What does that word Lord say in the Hebrew? Is that Lord lowercase or capital?
Capital I one.
Capital. When you see capitals, that is letting you know that is the name of the Most High. That is what they call in the world the tetragrammaton. Right? Look that word up for me in the Hebrew.
Yahweh.
How do you spell it?
A Yah, a Ha, a Wa, and a Ha.
A Yah, a Ha, a Wa, and a Ha. Read that verse one more time.
I am the Lord. That is my name.
That's his name. That's what the Bible says. Y'all got to deal with it. I am the Lord. That is my name. Keep reading.
And my glory will not, Salakia, and my glory will I not give to another.
God. Somebody else calls himself I am that I am. He's not giving his glory to that person. Not giving his glory to any other name. He is Yahweh. Not giving his glory to anybody else. That is his name. That is what the Bible says. All right? So, back to Deuteronomy. If you could, Raquel, we have Wala'ah. I don't think you need to look this up. What does
And
Wa
no,
mean? And no. Most High in Christ. All right, we have a preposition. And we have La'ah, which means no. The Most High will not listen to you. Yahweh will not listen to you if you do not obey his commandments. You do not obey his orders. All right? And so with that, we're going to end Friday's Lashawan Kodash class. Let's clap it up. All right, these are the I.S.U.P.K security announcements. We're the I.S.U.P.K. Starting at 1 West, 125th Street, Harlem, New York. Rule for new brothers and sisters. When a new brother comes into the school, they're off limits for 6 months. They're to be saluted only. If they need transportation, the teacher will arrange it. After 6 months, if a brother or sister has a particular person, has an interest in a particular person, he or she must get permission from the head to speak to a brother or sister. There's another 6 months in which the brother and sister will court each other. After this 6-month period, the brother and sister will get permission from the head to marry. Tithes, which is a commandment. Numbers 18, verse 21, and Malachi chapter 3, verses 8 to 10. Ma'ashra means tenth in the Hebrew. 10% of every penny of any increase the Lord gives you. Give to the Treasury Department or teacher. Priest fund. Free will offering for priests is not mandatory. Whatsoever amount you would like. Upcoming holy convocations. We have the Feast of Purim, which is on Monday the 14th. Monday the 14th and Tuesday the 15th of February. You can read about the Feast of Purim in the book of Esther, chapter 9, verses 21 to 30. Any brother who wants to be a trooper in the school, start wearing all black boots, shirts, pants, headband, and scarf. With that said, we're going to give a courtesy salute to the brothers and a courtesy salute to the sisters. Men of Israel, I.M.A.D.I.M, which means stand. We're going to give a courtesy salute to the brothers. Men of Israel, I.M.A.D.I.M Shabbat, I.M.A.D.I.M, Barak, Yahweh Bashem Yahushua Yad Yamatah, Sar Akwathin, means turn and face the sisters. Men of Israel, I.M.A.D.I.M Shabbat, I.M.A.D.I.M, Barak, Yahweh Shamar Bashem Yad Yamatah. Class dismissed. All right, make sure you hit those sign out links before you leave the class. If you didn't sign in already, make sure you sign in. All right, shalom, Israel.
Sure my election till I'm tucked away like George Jetson. Murder for capital, now it's murder at the Capitol. The world in amazement, we like fuck 'em, raise it. I pity those watching life as it go by. Be giving mercy in this life, I don't know why. In pump smoke, never try to. The dead on my brother be the dead, it's all I don't. In the photo, salute my nigga. They like, how you stay focused? I told them I'm motivated cause of you, my nigga. Brotherhoods and weapons, still got weapons on the scene. And I never do my niggas like Bishop did Rahim. Never mind in all beliefs, they under anesthesia. Shorty said she leaving, said she wanna let that love go. So I let that love grow. But if I bring you to my bed, that's a blood oath. So, how you feel about this truth, about the show? This ain't the life you think, little nigga. I should want even your own people gon' disown. And the Lord said they hate you for my name, so you better keep it on. Yeah.